Hello everyone, hope you're all doing very well. Welcome to today's live stream. So you can see that gold is slowly coming down towards our daily POI that we have been waiting for since the last 2-3 days. And today I told you that we can see some strong sell-off that can happen. Intraday my bias was bearish. And also in the London session, if you have joined my Hindi channel live stream, I'm sure not many of you did that, but those of you who did, I'm pretty sure that you got a very nice trade setup and you got at least 100 pips over there. We had a very nice sell-off in the London session from this zone, right? This was also shared, by the way, for free over here in my channel. So if you look over here, where is it? Yeah, this was the setup, right? This was the zone and this was the setup. So you can see that market played out as expected. You can see that market came to this zone, right? This was the zone, the fair value gap. And from here, market actually showed reaction, a good reaction, and finally took out this low, which was expected. And after that, the next target, this was the initial target, by the way, but we actually booked 100 pips partial, and I also updated that in my channel. So I hope that you caught some move. And after that, the next target was obviously at this level, which is also marked over here, which was, you can say, around the last psychological level of $4,400. Market came very close to this, but once again market did not exactly hit our target. There was a very you can say close wick to that, and market after that went to the upside. If you look at the fundamentals today, then we had unemployment claims which came out to be positive, and I think there was a reason that market gave us a negative reaction over here, this candle. But after that, market is once again pushing to the upside. So what's next for gold? Obviously, you can see that the trend of the market is still bearish, and the 1 hour market has given us a 1 hour candle closing below this low, giving us a new break of structure to the downside, clearly indicating that the sellers are still in control of the market, right? So now what I'm looking for is this zone. This zone is very important because in the 1 hour, we can see that according to the structure, market was moving like this. We had this low, this high, this low. Obviously, there are some microstructures over here, highs and lows. I'm not considering them. Here we had the last high, and after that, market dropped, took out this low, right? And now this high becomes the most important level to watch for. And as I can see over here, that market is actually once again showing rejection from this area, which is obviously a very important level because in the 1 hour, this is a supply area, right? And also we have got a very clean trend line over here, which makes this zone obviously a very strong resistance zone for gold. So now what's the plan? The plan is very simple. The structure is still bearish and we are still sellers in gold in the short term. Okay. But yes, obviously once market comes down, taps into our major POI, which is a daily time frame POI, we won't be interested to sell anymore. We'll be only looking for buying opportunities. But till then, gold is still bearish. Keep that in mind. Okay. And obviously the structure, you can see this also I talked about in my today's live stream in my other channel, that the sell off here is very slow. It's very time consuming, clearly indicating that this is nothing but a corrective structure. This is not an impulsive structure by any means. And also, if we look at the overall structure, then we have only got 3 waves over here, right? It's very clean and clear 3-wave structure, clearly indicating that this is nothing but a correction. And once market completes this correction and taps into our daily POI, we can expect a massive buying from here. The institutions are waiting to buy from this zone. Their orders are still here in the zone, and once market taps this, you can expect a massive expansion in gold to continue this overall uptrend that we had previously to our last all-time high at $4,550. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. The intraday structure is still bearish, but once this bearish correction is over, we will see a massive push in gold, possibly triggered by tomorrow's NFP data. That's very important. Tomorrow, if you look at the calendar over here, then we have got some important news. We have got CAD data coming up, that employment data, and after that we have got NFP and unemployment rate. Very important data. And then towards the closing, we have got University of Michigan's consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. But those are not so much important as these datas over here. So keep your eyes on them, and NFP always delivers whenever the actual data comes either very high or very low compared to the expected data. So if that happens, if it comes higher than 66,000, there will be, you can say, a sell-off in gold according to the fundamentals. But like I said, even if it sells off, it is just a correction, it is just a retracement. It is not going to make gold bearish. It is just going to be a quick downfall before gold recovers. Okay, so tomorrow New York session, I'm really bullish in gold, and I want to see gold pushing to the upside once again once it taps into the higher time frame POI, which is the daily order block. Okay, so hope I am clear about what I'm looking for tomorrow and the macro structure in gold. Now, like I said, talking about the micro structure, we also want to talk about the intraday perspective and also potentially take a trade based on that. So here, like I said, the market is still bearish and we're only interested to sell gold. Now, if you want to sell, two things can happen. This zone is still a very much valid zone, so it's very much possible that market can actually, this is also London session high by the way, so it's very much possible that market takes out this high, just a liquidity sweep, a quick wick to the upside, and then gold drops from here once again. Obviously, like I said, and I've been telling you that this is a corrective structure, so the sell-off is not going to be very fast. It is going to remain like this. It is going to be very slow. It is going to wake up and then slowly it is going to drop to the downside. You can see the time that market took to just drop from this POI to this low, right? It took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours just to move from this level at $44.39 till $44.15. So this is what happens when market is within a correction. Market is clearly indicating that the sell-off here is just a correction. It is just a retracement. Okay, so keep that in mind. So overall structure is bearish. Like I said, there are two possibilities in the 1 hour. This is the zone to look to sell for, and for that, like I said, you can go to the lower time frame. Let's go to the 5 minutes. So in the 5 minutes, let's keep it at all intervals. So in the 5 minutes, if market just takes this high out and then closes below this level once again in the 5 minutes, then definitely you can frame a short entry from here. Stop loss will go above the high of the candle that will manipulate this high, and your target according to the structure is going to be this one, which will be your initial target, and your final target is obviously going to come to this higher time frame POI, which is the daily order block. So you can keep 4400 as your final target. And that's it. We're done with selling gold, and then we'll be looking to buy only. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is one scenario that can happen according to the 1 hour structure, which is still bearish. Now let's talk about the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, what's good thing is that the zone that we talked about in the 1 hour, which is this whole zone, if we refine it, then in the 4 hour, this zone becomes this small POI that you can see over here, which is a 4 hour fair value gap, a very higher time frame respected POI by the institutional trader, swing traders, and also by the scalpers. 4 hour is a very standard time frame, so if you can follow the time frame, then definitely you'll have high win rate. So in the 4 hour, we have got this POI, which is still unmitigated, and just below this POI, I've taught you multiple times, whenever there is a POI and just below or above the POI, there is a swing high, that means a liquidity, right? In that case, that POI becomes a very high probable POI. So like I said, we have got the London session high over here, which is the same high as this 1 hour high, by the way. And just above this London session high, what have we got? We have got this 4 hour POI. So what you can do is you can wait for market to take out this high, and in the 5 minutes, like I said, if you see a rejection, you will be looking to sell gold from here. Your stop loss will obviously go above the 5-minute structural high, and your initial target will be at this low, and your next target is going to be at $4,400. So this is the trade setup that I can see right now in gold according to the structure, which is bearish, and this is the POI to watch for your entry. But till market takes out this liquidity, you cannot just enter a trade, because this is a London session high, so there is a high chance that New York is going to manipulate this high, tap into this 4 hour POI over here, and then only you can take a high probable entry from this zone to target $4,400. So this will be the trade setup for today till tomorrow, till the time that market actually taps this higher time frame POI. But once market taps this zone, tomorrow we will be only watching for buying opportunities in gold. Okay, so keep that in mind. So for now, you just have to wait. Just have to wait for market to take out this high. You can also see liquidity building up above this high. Why? Because market went very close to this high, but market did not take out this high, right? So this is what we call is relatively equal highs. That means when there are two swing highs being created at a very close points, but the highs haven't been taken yet. This is nothing but engineering liquidity, right? This is just to bring retails into the market. So many retails will be like, they will be going to the lower time frame, they will watch the market, they will be like, okay, gold has taken out this highs, so now it's possibly time for gold to drop. Not yet, we need to see this equal highs being taken out, right? There's a relatively equal highs, and once they're taken out, only then we can look for an entry. And like I said, just above these equal highs, we have got a 4 hour POI, which makes this setup a high probable setup. But once market taps this POI, once again we'll be using confirmation in the 5 minutes. We are not just going to blindly aggressively take an entry from here right away using a limit order. We don't want to do that. We want to use confirmation in the lower time frame to make our entry from this POI. Okay, so now you just have to wait for market to take out this London session high, where it is creating liquidity, where it is engineering liquidity to induce sellers right now. And you can see that market went so close to this high, and market is showing a good reaction, right? So now I'm pretty sure if you go to other channels, you'll see that people are selling gold right now, and they're expecting gold to just drop from here. But those who understand liquidity, you will see that this is nothing but an engineering of liquidity, and very soon these equal highs will be taken. Okay, so you just have to wait right now for market to take these highs, and once market takes them, you have to wait for market to tap this zone. Obviously this is the 1 hour zone. If I refine it, this becomes the 4-hour zone, and from here with confirmation you'll be looking to sell gold. Okay, so this will be your trade setup in gold. Gold is still bearish, and also we have got a major trend line lining up over here with the highs. And also if I use the moving average, I can see we have got the moving average resistance as well over here. So clearly market is still bearish and market still wants to drop, and we want to sell gold in the intraday till gold actually hits our daily PY. But once it does so, we'll be looking for buying only. Keep that in mind. This is just a correction. The structure is highly corrective in nature. That's the reason that market is taking so much time to drop from this high to this low, which is not, I don't think that's even $100 move yet. It's 4,500 and the high is at 4,500, and market not even take 4,400 yet. So it's not even $100 move yet, and this is clearly indicating that even this is a selling structure. Even the sellers are in the market, they are not controlling the market right now. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now we just have to wait for the market to take this high out, and then we can look for a sell entry. So let's just wait for that, and once market takes the equal highs, we can look for a sell with confirmation. So gold is tapped finally into our POI. Let's see if we get some kind of confirmation. Then we can look for an entry. Till now we haven't entered here. We're just waiting for a strong confirmation. Hello, plane creep 5821. Hope you're doing well. Let's see if we get this trade. Okay, so now we can also focus on this 4 hour order block. Okay, because market has traded through this fair value gap, so now we can focus on this order block, and from here also if we get a strong confirmation we can take a short entry. I warned you previously when market was around here that do not go for sell right away because market is engineering liquidity over here, and right now it is also testing the trend line, which I think should be a good trap for retail traders, because as you can see we are getting an aggressive breakout of this trend line. This will only bring more and more buyers into the market, and people will be looking to buy gold because market is breaking out of this trend line. But we cannot buy gold because we know the structure is still bearish, and that's the reason that we want to look for sell opportunities only. Okay, so let's see if market gives us a sell opportunity. Right now there is no confirmation, but once we get the confirmation we will go for a sell and we'll be targeting this daily OB, by the way. Okay, so that will be our long-term target. So till now there is no confirmation in the 5 minutes. What I want to see is a candle closing below this low once again. That will be a very strong confirmation that gold has turned bearish once again and the sellers have come into the market. But till now we do not have any confirmation like that. We have got a strong candle closing above this London session high, and now we should get the sellers coming into the market, and the market should drop once again below this low, give us a closing below this low. Only then we can frame an entry from here. Stop loss will go above this candle's high with a little bit of gap, and we'll be targeting initially this low. This will be our initial target, and the final target will be at $4,400. So let's see if we get the confirmation. We have got multiple things lining up over here. We have got this high taken. We have got a 4-hour POI over here, which is being tested right now. And also we have got this massive trend line, which has been taken out. So like I said, this is going to be a nice trap for the retail traders. So as you can see, gold is showing rejection from this zone after taking out this high, and the sellers are coming into the picture as expected. Now we want to see an aggressive closing below this low, and then we can go for a sell in gold. You can see liquidity has been taken, buyers have been trapped, volume has come into the market with the trapping of the buyers. You can see the volume, the rise in volume, and now we want to see a strong candle close below 44.39, then we can go for a sell. This is the POI that we are looking to sell from. This is the 4-hour order block candle from which I'm expecting that gold should continue this bearish trend, because there is no level from here which can push gold to the upside, because gold needs to take an internal liquidity before it goes to the upside. So in that case, the only internal liquidity that I can see over here is going to be at this low. And also if I look at the 1 hour, then we have got this bearish break off structure. We have got this candle closing, clearly indicating that the sellers are still controlling the market, right? And we have got this 1 hour supply zone, which is still being respected. By the way, this can just be a trap for the buyers. So if you're looking to buy gold right now, you have to be very careful. Okay, keep that in mind. So let's say if the 4 hour is able to push gold to the downside once again, which is what I'm exactly expecting in gold. So if that happens, then I'll be looking for a short entry from this zone with confirmation, and we'll be targeting this daily POI around $4,400. But tomorrow, I've already explained, we have got NFP, which is very important, and NFP generates the liquidity it needs to actually give its expansion move. And since the higher trend is still bullish, I'm expecting that tomorrow we can see a strong buy in gold from this zone towards our last all-time high, which was at $4,550. So this is my plan in gold. Initially, a sell off should be seen towards this zone, and after that a strong buy should take place from this zone. Obviously, you have to use confirmation in both the trades. Okay, so for now, let's see if we get a selling from this zone. In that case, we can go for a sell trade. So let's look at the 5 minutes. In the 5 minutes, I have already told you that the confirmation is going to happen only when there will be a 5-minute candle closing back below this last high, which was the London session high, by the way. When that happens, we will go for a short entry in gold. Stop loss will go above the high of this candle if this candle manages to continue to the downside and give us a closing over here, and our initial target will be at this low, $4,408, and our final target will be at $4,400. So this will be the trade setup in gold for today. If you are looking for a setup, then you have to look at this setup. Okay, and once market completes this pathway, once market drops till here, and now the drop should be direct because market has already taken out massive buyers over here. Liquidity has been taken, the stop loss has been hunted, and that's why we can see good volume coming into the market right now. So now once market drops, the drop should be actually very quick. Okay, something like this. It should be very fast, and once market completes this pathway, then we'll be interested to look for buying opportunities from this POI with confirmation, and then on pullback we'll be looking to buy gold to target the last all-time high, so we can catch a very nice swing trade from this daily POI. Okay, and I've been giving you the exact same pathway since the last couple of days. Nothing has changed. If you have been following me for some time, you should know that this is the exact thing that I've been talking about, that we are still looking for buy from this zone. It's almost very tiresome, but I have to keep repeating myself so that you understand and remember exactly what we are looking for and what is the logic behind this. So now, like I said, we need to see a 5-minute candle close below this low, and only then we will take a sell trade. Till then we just have to wait, and there is nothing else to do right now. In silver, what I can see, we have got this zone which market is testing right now. We had this last bearish breakoff structure to the downside. So if market gets rejected from here, then you can look for a sell for the last low. Okay, so this will be the trade setup in silver according to the 1 hour structure. Right now market is testing this zone, so if this zone is able to give a rejection, then you can go for a sell from here. In the 5 minutes, there is no confirmation for a sell. In the in the 1 minute, there is nothing yet. So you just have to wait for market to give us some kind of a confirmation, and only then we can look for a sell. But yeah, this is the zone that can once again push silver to the downside. So make sure if you get confirmation, you can actually look for a sell entry from here. Let's look at gold. So gold is still around this zone, hanging around this zone, trying to build some more liquidity. But we are not interested to buy, obviously, because we know the structure, we know the game that gold plays, we know that the game the institution plays to trap buyers. So we are not interested to give in to that, and we're just waiting for a strong closing. Once we get that, we will go for a sell off in gold. Okay, so you just have to wait now for a strong candle closing below $4,440 in the 5 minutes. Once you see that, you can go for a sell straight away. Your stop loss will go above the swing high where the 5 minutes high will be created before this drop happens, and this is how the trade will look like. Okay, so there is no confirmation yet in either of them. We have to wait a little bit more for a strong confirmation, and only then we'll go for an entry. Till now, no trade has been activated yet. We're still waiting for a strong confirmation. Okay, so we have to wait for confirmation. We cannot take any aggressive entry. I hope the setup is clear to you, where we're looking to sell, what's the reason. It's very clean and clear. The logic has been explained to you very clearly. So this is the setup that we are looking for, but for that we need a strong confirmation below this low, and only then we can go for a trade entry. I'll be removing this level now because market has traded through this zone. So I'm not going to keep this zone in my chart anymore. I'll just focus on the 4-hour POI. Okay, I think this is actually looking good, very good, because market has tested this trend line and market has given us a strong rejection. Obviously this is going to bring more buyers into the market. Now that we have got another candle closing, right, this is going to be very nice because this is a breakout and retest setup where people will be looking to enter from this doji, right, from this hammer candle, and they'll be expecting gold to push to the upside. But this is where the trap is, right? Because this is a classic breakout and retest setup. So this is how market traps buyers. All the things that we learn from the basic levels, market actually creates those patterns in the market just so that all the retails who think that they have learned a lot, they're going to get trapped, obviously, and then market is going to make its move. Okay, so this is going to be a nice trap for buyers, just like a mouse trap. And the breakout and retest traders, they have got their stop loss just below this low. That's why I've marked this level over here, right? This is where their stop loss is, and their institutions knows that very well. So they're going to come down and they're going to take them out. See, this is how market plays. This was the last breakout candle, right? So the retails have bought over here. So where's the stop loss? The stop loss is just below the swing low. Remember, stop losses are always above or below the swing highs and the swing lows, right? That's pretty no-brainer. So that's where the stop loss is. So you can expect that gold is actually going to come down to hunt all these liquidities, right? Also, those who are breakout and retest traders, those who are not aggressive breakout traders, they have bought from this zone, right? And where is their stop loss? They are aggressive. They are not aggressive, right? They waited for the breakout and the retest to happen. So their stop loss is not going to be at this low. It is going to be at this low. So once again, below a swing low, right? So the institutions knows that also. So it's very simple to understand where the retail skip their stop loss. And once you figure that out, then that becomes your liquidity. You understand that this is nothing but a liquidity trap to trap those buyers, right? So it's very clear that gold is going to drop, take out all these buyers, then it is going to drop further to take out all of them, right? And that's after that only you can expect that gold will give a pullback. This will be the final pullback to take out more, you can say, orders, because these are institutions who are buying, who are selling over here, right? So in that case, they cannot engineer all of their entries at this level because they have got a huge amount of entries, and for that they need huge amount of liquidities. They need to trap both buyers and sellers. And once market will drop, the sellers will come into the market, they will enter from here, right? Because they will think that, okay, market is ready for a drop, and there will be some kind of a swing high which will be created over here, and they will keep their stop loss above that swing high, right? So that means now their stop losses, the buyer stop losses, have turned into the seller stop loss, and now market is going to go up, take all them out, all their stop losses will be hunted. So first the buyers have been hunted, now the sellers are getting hunted, right? See how market moves, and then it is going to give its actual move, which will be to the downside, and it will be very very fast because now it has got all that it needed, which is the full of the market, which is liquidity, which is the stop loss of the retails, and once all that is taken, it is going to give its move, its actual move that we are waiting for. This is the move that we want to capture, right? But to get that move, first market has to go through all this to generate that liquidity, that power needed for market to give that strong expansion to the downside. Now on candle closing below this low, we'll have our 5 minutes market structure shift, and then we can look to sell from here itself. Okay, on pullback we'll be looking to sell gold. This will be the trade setup now. We don't have to wait for market to come down below 4400 because now market is going to give us a market structure shift confirmation, something like this. And then on pullback we'll make our entry. No confirmation yet, guys, so we have to wait for a strong confirmation to make our entry. Till now there is nothing like that, even in silver. Till market closes below this, we cannot go for any kind of entry, so we'll have to wait for that. Okay, silver looks like it wants to give confirmation. If it does, you can go for an entry over here. We want to see a closing below this low, then we can take an entry. And we can go for all the way to this low. This will be our initial target, and after that the final target will be at this level, which is volume imbalance, which is still not mitigated. As you can see, we had this gap. I also checked in other brokers and I can see the same thing in there as well. Let's look at FXCM once. I think FXCM has also got a little bit of imbalance. As I can see, there was a gap up opening. So yes, I think this is a valid volume imbalance, so we can look to target that zone. Okay, so in the 1 minute we have got a confirmation in silver, and also gold is looking good. So you can go for an entry. Your entry is going to be over here. Stop loss will be at this high, and this will be your trade setup in silver. I think the first time I'm giving you a sell setup in silver. Till now I've been telling you to buy silver. This is the first time that I'm giving you a sell trade in silver. This is going to be your trade setup. Okay, you can sell from $75.6. Stop loss will be at 75.97. Adjust your spread according to your broker, and your target will be, this will be your initial target. If you want to be a little bit on the safe side, you can also book some partial at 1:2 and hold the rest till this low. You can hold till here also, 73.8, or you can hold till here also, which will be $73.35. Okay, so this will be your trade setup in silver. Let's look at gold. Gold has actually given us a 1 minute confirmation, but since this is a 4-hour POI, we want to get our confirmation at least in the 5 minutes time frame. Hello bus stop tramp, how are you doing? Welcome to today's live stream. Hope you're doing very well. We're looking to sell gold, and silver has already given us a confirmation, so make sure you take a sell in silver along with proper risk management. The trade reason is very clear. It's a very simple logic. It's a bearish market in silver, right? And we had this last break of structure to the downside. This is the proper break of structure along with the candle closing, candle body closing, and this is the 1 hour supply zone from which we are selling. Okay, and we have got a confirmation in the 1 minute time frame, which is the market structure shift, and market has also taken our entry, as I can see over here. Okay, so market has given us our entry. Stop loss is at this high, and this is how the trade looks like. Gold is still sideways over here. It is taking some time. I don't know for what reason, but if silver drops, then gold will also eventually start to drop. So let's say if gold gives us a closing below this low, $44, $43, then we can go for a sell in gold as well, because the structure over here is bearish, and we want to look for continuation of this bearish structure, and that's why we are looking to sell gold. But for now, there is no confirmation in gold that we can go for a sell right away. We don't want to go aggressively on gold. We want a strong confirmation. Only then we'll be looking for an entry. So till now, there is no confirmation. The 5 minute structure is still bullish. We want to see a strong closing below this low. Only then we will go for a sell in gold. Okay, silver is showing some strength. Let's see what happens. We have taken entry from a 1 hour POI along with confirmation, so I think it should be good. But let's see, whatever happens, we'll accept it. We cannot control the outcome, obviously. We can only follow the process. So everything has been done according to the process. We have used a 1 minute structure shift confirmation as well. So let's see what happens. No confirmation in gold yet, but in silver we have already made an entry. From this level, stop loss is at this high and expecting silver to drop from here because it has tested a 1 hour supply zone, and with confirmation we have taken an entry, and the 1 hour candle has also closed, which is a strong candle, but it has tapped into this zone and given confirmation, and that's the reason we made our entry. It's not a random entry of any sort. There is a very strong reasoning behind it. Gold has also tested a major supply zone in the 4 hour time frame, by the way, and till now there is no confirmation, but if we get a confirmation, then definitely we'll be looking to sell gold as well. The confirmation will happen only when there will be a strong closing below $443. Only then we can look to sell gold, but till then we just have to wait. Once silver drops and gives a breakdown below this low, I like to manage the trade by moving the stop loss to break even aggressively, because I don't want market to push once again to the upside to take out the last swing high. So I will look for an aggressive trade management over here, but for that we want silver to come down and give us a closing below this low in the 5 minutes. Only then I will go for an aggressive trailing stop loss, but till then we just have to wait and watch what it does. Gold is still very much showing bullish strength. Okay, this 1 hour candle will be very important. If this candle comes back and closes below this trend line, then you can expect that the manipulation has already taken place and it is ready for a drop to the downside. This is going to be very, very important, because in the 1 hour, as I can see, market for the first time has given a 1 hour structure shift. This is very important to note. Okay, so keep that in mind. So this 1 hour candle needs to come down and give a strong closing below this trend line. If this candle also sustains above this trend line, then this is not going to look very bearish for gold anymore. In that case, we have to expect that the trend is slowly shifting to the upside. But till then, gold is bearish. We have got the 4-hour supply zone coming in. So now it should drop from here. Silver is still bearish though, very clearly. The 1-hour high is over here, and that's why I've marked this high. So gold should also follow this trend and give us a closing below this trend line. So this 1-hour closing will be very, very important. Okay guys, make sure to like the stream if you find it helpful, and also join my free Telegram channel. You can find the link below in the description. And also, if you want completely free signals where I share trades, this kind of trades with my members with proper entry, stop loss and targets, in that case you can join with one of the brokers that I have got in the description. And you can get completely free signals like this inside my membership area. Gold is clearly showing weakness from this zone, but you can see that the selling pressure hasn't really built up yet, but the weakness can clearly be seen. That's a good sign. That's a good initial sign, you can say. And once market closes below this low and specifically below 44.40, you will see a very quick drop to the downside. Very quick 100 pips you will see drop over here. And if you, like I said, if you want to be on the safer side when market is within correction, you can also go for 100 pips very quickly, and then you can hold the rest till the final target. Silver is also showing weakness with the wicks above, and we have already sold silver from this level around $75.6. Stop loss is at 75.9799, around $76. You can see you can manage your spread separately with the broker. And I'm looking at a bearish silver just like gold. So no confirmation yet in gold. It's still very much sideways, but eventually if it wants to drop, it should give a drop and give a breakdown below 4443. Then we'll have the required confirmation, and then on pullback to a POI over here, make sure that a POI is created, like a fair value gap and order block. Once it is created, then from that POI we'll be looking to sell gold. Stop loss will go above the high of the structure, and our target is obviously, like I said, you can keep at 1:2 around. So this will be like, obviously we do not have any proper entry over here, so I'm just giving you like a mechanical target at 1:2, and the final target will be at $4,400. This will be your trade setup in gold. We can see weakness over here, but yes, it's not going to just drop like that. It will waste some time over here, and possibly towards the New York PM session we will see a good drop, breakdown below this low, and then the actual momentum will come in the market and a strong sell-off will take place. Silver we have already sold, and let's see how the trade goes. Here also market is showing weakness, market is sideways ranging. So let's see how it goes. You can keep a little bit of room in silver, because silver sometimes tends to take out the highs initially before it drops. So just a little bit of room, not much, small little bit of room. Okay, and this will be a trade setup in silver. Also I'm looking I'm bearish in silver just like in gold, and in silver we have actually tapped into this zone, which is a 1 hour supply zone, and from here, along with confirmation, we have sold. This was the confirmation, and after that we have taken an entry from this first POI, and you can see the stop loss is at this high. Market came down, but still market is just sideways over here. Not much decisive move has happened yet, so yeah, it should actually come down according to the structure. So let's see how this trade plays out. This is the trade. If you still want to be a part of it, you can be. It can be a little bit sideways before it starts to drop. Okay. So these are my updates in gold and silver. Till now in gold there is no confirmation. I waited a long time to get a strong confirmation in gold, but till now there isn't anything like that I can take an entry based on. I cannot just, based on assumptions that gold will drop, I cannot just make an entry aggressively. I need a strong confirmation based upon which I have to take an entry along with proper risk management. So till now there is no confirmation. Wait for the candle to close below this low, and then you can make your entry. And for more updates, make sure to join my free Telegram channel. The link is given below in the description. So whatever happens next, whatever price action develops in gold and silver, I'll make sure to update them over there. So that will be it for today from my side, and I will see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and trade safe.